There you go.
Hi everyone. You might have just saw me. I was in Crafter's classroom just a minute ago because I didn't get a chance to do it Tuesday, and I worked, and I have all 3 cards done. It's kind of amazing because even though I show you guys 1 card or 2 cards, usually that last card I totally don't do until right before it has to ship. And so Becky is probably pretty amazed that I have them all done. So we might actually be able to ship them early. So hang on. I am checking for video and sound.
I see you on video.
And let's check sound. Here we go. Oh, I have sound. Yay. So anyways, I have all 3 cards done. That's pretty amazing. Now, our Fun Time Thursday is always the Thursday after, and I still need to post that. So if you normally like to order both the Crafter's Classroom and the Fun Time Thursday, don't order today. I'm not a very good salesperson because I tell you that. Don't order. But seriously, don't order. Just wait until I post the other one because I am coming into work tomorrow, possibly Saturday, and my goal is to get my Fun Time Thursday done so that one can be, all 3 of them too. Becky will probably fall off her chair if I have both kits, all the cards done this far ahead. So I'm going to try really hard. And so anyways, just wait to order if you normally order both. And if you're on the auto ship, you don't have to do anything because you're automatically going to get them. So, and if you aren't on the auto ship, I need to post a link for that again. I did post it on our event schedule page. There's a link and it kind of talks about virtual classes. I edited that. I don't even think my mom knows that I edited the event schedule page. I did. I went to the event schedule page and I kind of edited saying that I do these 2 virtual events and when I do them, and I posted the link for the auto ship program.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's super.
Yeah, and then I posted a link to all the Facebook pages and the YouTube channel, and I think I even have the dates for next year's warehouse sale up there already. Oh, my mom just fell off her chair.
Usually in March I'm saying, Sarah, I think you should get this changed.
So anyways, yes, on the event schedule page,
yeah.
I did post the link for the auto ship. But yes, if you're getting the auto ship, you don't need to do anything. You are all set to go. And we just started it last month, so if you're not in auto ship, we can start you anytime. So, and you can pick either Crafter's Classroom, or you can pick Fun Time Thursday, or you can pick both. If you pick both, you save a little bit. And then, you don't have to worry about duplicate ordering, me running out of kits, wondering whether you ordered them or not. So, or saying, oh darn it, I wish I would have ordered that kit, when I'm doing them. So, anyways, okay.
It's rainy here too, and it's rainy in other parts of the country, so okay.
Anyways, we are this week Tuesday, so tomorrow's Friday. Yep, this coming up Tuesday, I'm teaching an in-person class at Valley Stamp and Scrap, and I think they still have, that might be ending this weekend. I think if you're in Wisconsin, I think they have a shop hop, and that ends on Saturday. But then I will be at Valley Stamp and Scrap on the 24th. Now, I posted a video, just a short one, of a magic card, and it was a Halloween one, and there was a number of people on there that wondered if they could get kits. So I do have to teach the in-person class first, but we will probably have some leftover kits. So I will reach out to you, or next week Thursday, if I have leftover kits, I will, talk about that. Whew, it was like a fruit fly or something just flew in front of my face. So yeah, if I did that, there was actually a little fly. I'm not just losing my mind. I might be.
Could be. We both are there.
Anyways, the Halloween class that I'm teaching in person, I need to do that first. We're doing some extra kits just because I don't know how many people are totally signed up for that, and I don't want to. Yeah, there's that fruit fly again. Which we don't have any fruit in here, so I don't know. Anyways,
I'm looking for it. I don't see it.
Yeah, that's because it was little. You guys probably think I'm hallucinating or something. Anyways, yes, next week we will talk about the extra kits, and there's like 4 people that mentioned that, hey, can I get this kit if I'm like out of town? So that is a very, very good possibility, and I wrote your names down from that post. But I can show the cards actually next week, Thursday, and we can address the extra kit situation then. So let's go down to the table. Tonight we are doing Fun Time Thursday. Oh, Linda's on there. She posted the link to the class.
Oh, yeah. I didn't. I'm still trying to get my stuff all done. So.
So anyways, this is the class we're doing tonight, but let me go. So I just went into Crafter's Classroom and I posted, and this is for November. So these are the cards that we're doing. This is a lever card, which we haven't done these very often. I think we only did one of these in the last few years, and I think it was a Halloween one. Maybe we did 2. But yeah, that's the lever card. So it's got that little lever that turns around. And then we have a stair step card, which Becky started cutting stuff out already for. She's like keeping me on it. And then we have a scallop rectangle Z-fold card. So those are our 3 Crafters Classroom cards. And then I am still designing my Fun Time Thursday, but like I said, just hold off because we can do those. You know, if you want to order both, you can wait, and I should have them done by the weekend, or at least 1 or 2 so I can post them. Tonight we are doing our Fun Time Thursday with Christmas cards. And so with the Christmas cards, normally I do Christmas card kits. And I used to, when we were doing in person, I would always have those done in August. Well, now it's like crazy with virtual and warehouse sale, and so I didn't have them done by August, but I did Christmas cards this month because I'm posting Christmas card kits. So this one is a Christmas card kit, this one's a Christmas card kit, 2 of the Creamy Dreamies are Christmas card kits, and I'm going to email you all. Like, I started to get them done and they're almost done. The prices aren't right yet on them, and they're not active. So I'm going to finish that up probably tomorrow, and I'm going to email all my class people, which is you guys, and I will give you a special discount code for the Christmas card kits. It's kind of nice to be able to do them, like take the orders for them as kind of pre-orders, and then we kind of know which ones are more popular, and then we'll make them. So they might be like a week out for shipping. We won't be as quick with shipping the Christmas card kits. They'll be about a week instead of, sometimes we ship within a day or 2 days. These, they'll be posted, you know, this weekend, Friday. I'll post it to, you know, probably do an email, but you guys are going to get a special email. Class people are going to get a special email because you're taking the Christmas class. But then we'll take the orders, we'll see which ones and how many. It kind of lets us gauge how many we need to make. So we're just not making a whole bunch of ones that aren't selling. So, but then we'll get them out as soon as possible after that. And you can order them like this one, you can order as paper only. Like, say you have that die and you have a word die that you want to use, you can order the paper only, which with this one, it's the card, the layer, and then your paper for die cutting. Or you can order them with the dies. So, anyways, you'll get an email about that. But let's go ahead and get started. Here's our Christmas card. We are going to start with this one because that's probably the easiest one of all. But it's pretty. So here we go. I didn't do any of my weeding. I sent out a email saying that you could do your weeding ahead of time, because then you can just relax, do whatever you need to do. This one is probably the most tedious. This word dye is the most tedious to weed because it is so delicate. The dyes that I'm using are Impression Obsession dyes. In the Christmas card kits and classes. We'll have one preprint. It's one that I did for the make and takes, the in-person make and takes, the bib card. I don't think you saw that one. But that one would be kind of where you'll get the image pre-printed. And it's just a fun one. So anyways, this is out of the Bianco Pearl. I'm just going to finish weeding mine out. Which I really like this new Bianco Pearl. You know, it works really good for alcohol inks, because we used it in one of our, we used it on our mantle card, and we've used it in a couple classes. So it's just really pretty. All right. We have 4 orders here from the warehouse sale yet. 3 of them are waiting for a paper pad. And the other one, I just need to talk to the gal. She said hold hers until the very end. So
we're almost to the end.
We're almost to the end. So yes. So yeah. And actually, after you guys, you know, ordered from the warehouse sale, we're kind of in a lull, so that's why Becky's kind of on me right now. Like, do you have something for me to do? Because, you know, we stock up for the warehouse sale and get stuff prepackaged. And, you know, then you guys order, and we run around like crazy chickens for a while. And now that we got them out, it's kind of like, you know, restocking and filling orders. But Becky's like, okay, what do you have for your kits? So she's kind of holding me accountable.
Oh, go play with the dog.
Oh, Winnie was here today, so yeah, we did have some Winnie time. But yeah, sometimes I need to be pushed a little bit. I told Becky I was, you know, struggling making the scallop rectangle card. And I said, if I was doing this on camera, I'd probably be able to whap it out, but I'm overthinking it. So she's like, don't overthink it, just do it. So yes, it's nice that I have that done ahead of time. I'm pretty excited that I have all of them done, and Becky will probably have them kitted in no time. So we are going to attach the snowflake to our red lacquer layer. Now sometimes when you're die cutting MirriCard, you get like these little these little, I don't know what they're called, little shavings off of there, you know, just these little stragglers. And it's because the MirriCard and the holographic and the glitter paper has a film over the top of it, and so you get this, you know. And it also sometimes depends on how sharp your die is. Well, our dies get used a lot, so they are probably not as sharp as, you know, yours may be, depending on how much you use your dies. Anyways, so sometimes you just have to work to get all those little fuzzies off of there. You can take like a pin, and that'll help out. So you're going to position this snowflake however you want. We're going to end up cutting part of it off. So, you know, we're going to position it on, and we're doing it before it's attached to the card, because we can turn it over and either use our personal paper trimmer to trim that off. But I'm going to attach it on there first. Penny's on. Penny, you're the one that I need to give a call to tomorrow, so I'm going to be calling you. I just wanted to make sure it's okay to ship your order, because I know you said you couldn't lift for a while, so I need to talk to you tomorrow, Penny. Anyways, if you have time, if you're available, we are going to attach this on. Now we can either use our microdot adhesive, or you can use a wet glue. I have both here because I'll probably use my microdot adhesive for my words, and I'm going to use my wet glue for the back of here. Now, if you're using wet glue, don't put very much on. You know, don't have it, because it's really hard to get it off. You just want a really thin layer, and you don't even have to have it on every spot on the back of your thing. Now, I do like to use, and I don't use it that much because I don't want to fumigate my mom out of here, but when I'm doing stuff like this, spray adhesive, I like my spray adhesive, but the fumes in that are sometimes strong. And if you get too much on here, sometimes I'll take, and if I'm not sure if I have too much, I'll take just a piece of paper and I'll just kind of quickly dot it on a piece of paper, because if I have some bigger globs, not globs, but bigger dots of glue, then I can, just make them so they're nice and flat. Now, I have to determine which ends of my snowflake are going to be sticking all the way to the front of the card. So I'm going to use that, that one and that one. So there's two of them that I need to go all the way to the end. So yeah, we had the Winifred here today, and we were missing a ball. I bought them some new toys. We were missing a ball, and all of a sudden she's looking under a chair in this room. She's looking under a chair, and I'm like, what is she looking at? At first I thought, sometimes in the fall, we get mice that come in, just because, with the loading dock and everything, and we have a field kind of behind us and to the side of us, and we get mice every once in a while. So I'm like, is there a stupid mouse in here? And nope, she sniffed out her missing ball.
She was crazy today.
And she was crazy. She carried that ball around and was like, I'm not losing this ball again. My mom walked through the door, and she greeted her with her ball in her mouth.
And a wiggle worm.
And a wiggle worm, yes.
Oh my gosh.
She was just hilarious today. She was our entertainment. So, but sometimes, like, I have a scrap down near me, but if I'm not sure if I have too much, I'll just kind of drag this over the top just to get any of the bigger, dots of glue off of there, because I don't want them to squirt out the sides. So, yes, Penny, I thought you might be on some restrictions, so that's why I was kind of holding off sending your order, because I didn't know if you could pick it up once it got there. So that's why I wanted to call you. So I will talk to you tomorrow. And sometimes, and you guys have seen me before, I'll take this and I'll either use a post-it note, so you could take a semi-clean post-it note and just push down. When you sometimes use your fingers, if you get any glue on your fingers, then it ends up sticking to the top. So you don't want that. You just take a post-it note or a piece of scratch paper and attach that. So we'll let that set up a little bit before I trim it, but we are going to trim our snowflake off. I should have put my Merry and Bright on there first, because then I would have scooted this over a little bit. But that's okay. Okay, I am going to use my microdot adhesive for my Merry and Bright though.
Sarah, don't forget, when you call Penny, she's she's 2 time zones.
Okay.
After us.
No, you mean don't call it like 8 o'clock here, because it would be 6 o'clock there.
Right. It's kind of like having somebody pound on your door like they did at my house this morning.
Well, I did recently, within the last month, I called somebody that was in Central Time Zone with me, and I hit the wrong person on my in my contacts.
Oh no.
I hit the wrong Dave in my contacts, and I actually called a different Dave that was in California. So and it was 5:30 his time, and I totally at first thought it was the correct Dave, and then I realized it wasn't the correct Dave, and I was like, oh my god, it's 5:30.
Jeez. Oops.
Oops is right. So anyways, so we've got that. We're going to wait on our pearls. So now we can trim. So you can trim either with a scissors or you can pull out your personal paper trimmer. I'm going to pull out my little personal paper trimmer. And I'm just going to make sure to line up the edge of my layer. Now, if your trimmer is not that sharp, it doesn't work that great, but my trimmer is pretty sharp. And if you think you can cut straight with a scissors works just fine too.
I'm surprised, being a kind of go for it gal, that you didn't use your scissors.
I know. I do kind of like that little personal paper trimmer though.
Oh, I know you do.
I was not a personal paper trimmer gal. I would just whip out my scissors, but I kind of really like that one. So now tape on the back. So this card, as far as for a Christmas card kit, the most time-consuming part is going to be your die cutting and your weeding. And like some people, like I talked to somebody today and she's not even on Christmas cards. Some people are done with their Christmas cards. Some people, this gal said she just finished up her Halloween cards and she is starting her Thanksgiving cards. So, and then she'll move on to Christmas cards. So I'm on time for some people. I'm late for others.
And if you're late, that just means you're early for next year.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. Sorry. To
No,
step
that's
all
okay.
over your
That's
toes.
okay. But yeah. So we're not late. We're just super early. So I'm just cutting my pearls apart. And I'm not really good at random pearls, but I thought I did an okay job on these random pearls. So in the Christmas card kits, the pearls are one thing that do not come in the Christmas card kits. So like your pearls, ribbon, things like that do not come in the Christmas card kits. Envelopes.
So, Sarah,
Yes.
what are the papers and dies again? I must be missing it on the paper, and I am looking for that too.
For this one,
Yes.
if you look on... Oh,
Oh,
you're right. I
And-
missed that. In the directions, usually I don't miss them. This one went on the back of the inside cover, and I totally missed it. So the papers are quartz Stardream Metallic.
quartz.
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 Yep, that's the card base. Is
Stardream.
quartz Stardream Metallic. And I hate it when my adhesive comes off the back of my pearls. Darn it. Quartz Stardream Metallic, red lacquer Curious Metallic.
Oops. Red lacquer. Oops. Red lacquer. Hold on.
There's supposed to be adhesive on the back of these, but
Red lacquer. I hit a return button then. Red lacquer what?
Curious Metallic.
Curious metallic. All right.
And then Bianco Pearl Miri.
Bianco, Pearl, Miri.
Oops. And that's it. It's just those three papers.
And the dies?
The dies are Impression Obsession. Merry and Bright is one of them, and it's one of their snowflakes.
Dies are Impression Obsessions. I'll see if I can find links for you ladies.
So yeah, these pearls are hard to get off the sheet, and the adhesive came off on two of mine. That's why I put glue down. So I apologize for the adhesive not coming off great. I'm just going to leave that one there. I'm just going to take that one off. So anyways, that's our first one, Merry and Bright. and it is our pearl, and that one will be a Christmas card kit. The next one, let's go on to the watercolor one. This one I know I have the information on. So with this one, again, the dies are Impression Obsession, and this one will be a Christmas card kit too. So you can get it, the Christmas card kit would come with your layers pre-cut. So your layers pre-cut, your crystal diamond print. You do not get the watercolor with the layers. And then you do get the paper to do your die cutting. So, but in our class kit, you get a little watercolor swatch. Let me find my actual card. Oh, here it is. So we're going to do the watercoloring first, and then I'll go on to weeding out our jingle bells. So you do need a water brush. I do have water in my water brush, which is a good thing. And I'm going to get a paper towel out. Now we've done watercolors before, but just as a refresher, I like to squeeze it to get a drop of water out before I dip it onto the Peerless, because this is very concentrated, so you just need a tiny bit. And then when you bring it over here, you can squeeze it more, and that's going to allow it to spread out. Now, if you put too much color on, you can always dab that off. I'm going to dab it off just to show you. I do have a puddle here, and this will eventually dry. But if you get too much color, you can always dab, and it's going to take most of your color off, depending on how concentrated it is. Like mine had a lot of water in it, and you can see it picked up all of the color. And I didn't color the whole thing, and you can use different shades of green and, you know, just random. Try not to color the whole thing because it's just supposed to be a watercolory type background. And see, if it goes on really dark like that, you can squeeze to add more water to it. And you don't need much. Like I have way more on here than I actually need. And it can be dark in some spots, light in others. Again, if it's too dark, you can dab it off. I'm just going to leave mine alone because I kind of like it. Oops, except I do have a thing, which I don't know what that thing is. Get off of there, thing. So yeah, I had a little thing on there. So we can heat set this to dry it, or we can just let it to dry. Now you probably have way too much, so save your little thing because you can use that for another project. So I'm going to put it with all the rest of mine. And maybe I do want to dab a little off of there. I don't know. Or maybe not. So,
Do you watercolor on the white sparkly papers?
yes, this is the crystal diamond print.
Yes.
And we watercolored right on top of that. And it stayed on there. It moves around great on that crystal diamond.
Okay, great.
Here I said don't cover the whole thing, and I
You did.
covered almost the whole thing.
Yep.
But that's okay. So while that's drying, now you can heat set it to dry, but we can just go on and we can do a couple things because we do need to weed our jingle bells. Now, some glitter papers die cut better than others. The diamond pack glitter, which is the ones that are a little bit rougher, those are on a more cardstock, a firmer cardstock, and those die cut really well. The Miri Sparkle, that is the thinner weight, does not die cut as good as the little bit heavier weight.
A piece of green was to be in the packet for
It
the
was-
watercolor?
It was, yes, it
Yes.
was on a white, so it may be flipped over and you may be seeing a white piece of cardstock,
Okay.
but there should be just a tiny little square of green. So yes, it's on a white piece of cardstock.
Okay. Does that help, Susan? Susan Bainbridge was asking.
Oh, yeah, it's on a white piece of cardstock. And it's taped down. And it's just a little square. And if anybody's missing anything, if you're watching this live, you can let us know and we will mail it out to you. If you're watching the replay, you do need to email because we don't get on to see all of the comments that come in after the live. Yeah, it looks almost black. That's what Stephanie Hoffman says.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark green, so it's not this color green. It almost looks black. That is correct. But it is the Peerless watercolors, and if you've done any of my classes, like for the warehouse sale, you did get some green on those, and I think in Crafter's Classroom I've used them, so you might have swatches left from those. Or I can mail one out for you tomorrow.
No, she said she has some there, so
Okay.
she's okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Oops, she found it.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, great.
That happens. You should have seen my workstation earlier today. Oh my gosh, I had stuff everywhere. I had to come in early just to get reorganized for tonight. Because when I create, it just ends up being, shoo, it kind of like blows up.
Yeah. And
So
that's
we-
okay too, Sarah.
Yep.
You know?
So we have our Jingle All the Way. We have our bells. Now the bells, these are on the holographic. So if you wanted to make red jingle bells, you could take alcohol ink and alcohol ink on them. You could take some yellow alcohol ink to make gold jingle bells. So if you want something other than silver, you can do that. And I am going to, my jingle bell looks like this corner is ripped on there, which is fine because I'm just going to take a piece of foam tape. These are all attached on with foam tape, and I'm just going to kind of hold it together on the back with foam tape. I'm going to do that before I put my string through them, and I'm kind of just letting this piece dry. So I didn't want to take the backing off my foam tape though. That was silly, Sarah. I want to get my string on there before I take my backing off. Although I probably have backing sitting here. Yes, I do. From taking the backing off of something that I was creating today. So yeah, I'm only putting this on there just because I'm going to string through there, and I didn't, that one I needed to connect. So you don't have to be doing this quite yet if you don't want to. But yeah, we're giving this a little dry time by doing a little bit of prep here. And I'm just going to feed my string through there, tie it on one end. And I don't know how I'm going to arrange these yet, so I'm not going to, I know I'm going to tie it to the big one. I've got a little knot up there, just so my string is hanging out. And then I'm just going to feed it through the other two. And I'm not going to tie them because I don't know how I'm going to arrange them yet. But we're just putzing while we're waiting for this to dry, and we could get our heat tool out. I've got mine sitting right next to me, but we have other things to do. I'm just going to string it through the middle one. Yeah, maybe I will tie it. I don't know. Maybe I'll set them up how I'm going to arrange them. Yeah, I might tie it. That's up to you if you want to tie them or if you just want to string them through, depending on how your fingers work or how your fingers are working for the evening. And if you have too much string there, you can always tuck it under one of the other ones. So, yeah, we're just kind of putzing. I read Kathleen's comment about everyone's getting a different card. Well, we're making 4 cards here, and if you're taking Crafter's Classroom, we're doing 3. And in Creamy Dreamy, we did 4. And I think in Warehouse Sale classes, we did a few. So you're on a good start. I mean, you could save all your cards, but why not give them away, right?
Right.
So there, we've got that done. Now this piece of red mirror card, we need a strip. I have mine cut to about, I'm going to guess, 1/2 inch. But sometimes cutting on our big trimmer doesn't work great for cutting little strips. So sometimes I just give you the bigger piece and then you can just lop it off. It is just a hair over 1/2 inch. Oh yay, Penny, I'm glad you're back to card making.
Me too.
So we cut that. That's a little over 1/2 inch, and then you have another piece that you can use for something else. You can put it in your little scrap pile. Now, before we can attach the jingle bells, we do need to make sure that it is, and I've got a little fuzz right there. There we go. So we do need to make sure it's dry. So now at this point, because we're ready to assemble, I'm going to just get out my heat tool and just give it a little, oh yeah, Kathleen needs 60 cards. I don't know that I'm making 60, so. But I'll get you a good start on your cards. So, if it curls, that's okay, but you can always go to the back and heat it from the back too. We're going to tape it down, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, I love watercoloring on the glitter paper. If I've never said that before, I love it. Mm-hmm. So we have our White Lady scored card, which I tend to use a lot. And we have, I think this is Mojito. I'm going to attach these 3 layers first. And then I will attach them to the card front. So let's go ahead and start taping. My kids usually come and get my Christmas cards that I make.
Yeah, those kiddos.
So Josh comes and gets them to give to his friends. Leah comes and gets them to give them to coworkers or friends. Now, when I do, because this is, you know, a little curled, I will put tape all the way around. And I do like to sometimes look at my border before I attach it, because then I kind of know what I'm looking for and I'm not doing the place down and peel up type thing. And then I do like to, if I know, once I know the border, I'll kind of look at 3 sides, and if it looks straight on those 3 sides, then I can continue on. And sometimes I still end up with a little bit of crookedness, but that's okay. It's handmade. So don't beat yourself up if you're a little off. Now for placement, I have this over about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch. Just making sure that you save room for your jingle all the way. Your bells are going to attach on here. Now because I did this one as an in-person class too, I do have 2 of all these cards. And sometimes I actually, now I'm going to have 3, because I have my actual sample that I made, and then I do the one that I'm doing in front of you all, and then I did it in person too. So this one, I do like to use like a wet adhesive to attach to the glitter paper. Remember we did a glue test once, and found out that the wet adhesive, the microdot adhesive stuck, you know, and it didn't pop up, but if I took my fingernail underneath it, I could get it up. The wet adhesive, though, we found stuck the best.
Sarah, do you have any of those Halloween card kits you had for the in-person class?
That is, we're going to talk about that next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I will probably have some extra kits, but I have to do the in-person first, and then we will talk about it next week. There are some people that commented that I wrote their names down from before,
Okay.
from the post that I did of the magic card.
All right.
But yeah, we need to do in-person first, because that's why I'm doing it at the store. So if you're local, I'd prefer that you come to the store and take the class with me in person. That would be super fun. But I know some of you are a ways away, so. So yeah, we'll talk about the Halloween kits next week.
Okay. Stephanie would like one too, and
I mean, if you want to write those down, Mom,
yeah,
that would
I
be
will.
Great.
So far I have Stephanie and Penny.
Yeah, and then there was Nancy Cloud, Cameron, I don't know how to pronounce her last, Carmen, and there was a couple. I have to look back at that post.
Okay.
There was like 4 people on that post, and I did see Penny's name on that post too. So
Yep.
I'm kind of sometimes leery about doing Halloween. I mean, I do a little bit of it, but some people don't do Halloween at all. But it's the same, some people do Halloween, some people do Thanksgiving. I guess I should just throw it out there, and if you want to do it, you do it, and if you don't, you don't.
Penny, we don't have that glue holder gun on the website, but where is that, Sarah?
This is from My Sweet Petunia.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this. It's called My Sweet Petunia. And it sits in there like that. I don't carry a ton of accessories on our website. Like the Peerless I do carry because I use it a lot. But I don't have a ton of different vendors for like, and alcohol inks I have because I use those. So now we did string our jingle bells together. If they're too close, you could always put some extra, behind one of them. Or you just let them dangling out. But I put foam tape on them. And you can arrange them however you want. Sometimes I putz with this little stuff longer than maybe I should, but oh well. You gotta get it just so. Oh, everybody's out of the glue press. I saw that back in December. Penny, yes, I do have Peerless, and I do have a note to talk to you about it when I call you. Yep, I got Peerless back in stock. I know I was out of it for a while, but I did get that back. And I think I re-put it back on the website. Oops. So now I have my string that's a little bit too long. Actually, I'm gonna, since I didn't tie it real tight, I'm gonna do it a little bit tighter. Perfect.
Yeah. I saw that too.
Yeah, I was going to call you before class, and then I was like, I don't think I could finish this in 10 minutes, so. All right, we've got our jingle all the way. Now, I did not take the eye out of there. If you want to use a gem, or I know you had an extra pearl, you could dot your eye. I'm not going to worry about dotting my eye. Oh, and I forgot to attach it to the front of the card. Duh. I start talking and then I forget what I'm doing. Imagine that.
If you go to scrapbook.com, and I'm sure that this is true at a lot of the sites that carry that glue gun, you can sign up to be notified when they're back in stock. So I posted a link to
to some of those.
Yeah.
They're way more high tech than we are. We're not that high tech. So.
Yeah.
I should have put
maybe after we get the website done.
Yeah, I'm starting the website now that I've got all this chaos behind me.
You're starting it, huh?
Yep. Okay, so we finished the jingle bells. Jingle all the way. And like I said, you could use alcohol inks to make your bells gold if you wanted, or green, or, and you could watercolor this whatever color you wanted. Let's pull out let's do the snowflake one, because I don't know about you, but we had our little inky, our watercolor inky, so now let's go on to our snowflake inky. Now we're going to talk about this card for a little bit. We're going to go through what's in the kit. So you have a little packet that has your Let It Snow and your snowflake. Okay. Then you have these two pieces which go across, and these two we could probably attach together right away if we wanted to. Then we have our envelope that I'm going to just set aside. Then we have our card base, again White Lady because I love it. Then we have our silver MirriCard. Now I gave you both a embossed one and a not embossed one. If you have a snowflake embossing folder, you can do this part with me. And technically you could do this card any color you wanted. So I'm actually going to try it with a dark purple, and I haven't tried it, so I have no idea how it's going to turn out. But this is a technique that we did during our embossing folder class. So, and this is just a 2D embossing folder. This one's super old. It's a Darice one. You need to find the flat side of your embossing folder. When we did it in class, it was the side that actually had the brand name printed on it. And we did a couple different brands, and that kind of held true for both of those. If yours doesn't work out, we have this alternate method. So if you don't have an embossing folder, just kind of sit back, and then we'll get to this one next. Okay, I gave you both because I wasn't sure who would have an embossing folder, who wouldn't have an embossing folder, or if you did it and it didn't turn out, then you have another way to do it. So that's why I gave you both. You could use them for 2 separate cards. So you might not have all the card pieces, but you have a start of another card. So here we go. We're going to do this one. I'm going to try with this. It's kind of a darker purple. It actually says medieval blue. Actually, I want to see what color it is. Yeah, it's a dark purple. So, but usually on the metallic, it doesn't turn out quite as dark. So we are going to, we have to be on the flat side, and I'm going to brayer. And I'm going to get all of my clean white paper semi out of the way. When you're brayering, don't just roll, get all your paper sniblets out of the way, but don't just roll back and forth, because you'll only get ink that far. Okay, and you could take your ink pad and drag it across here, but just be very careful not to go down into, don't push, because you'll get it down inside those snowflakes. We want to stay just on the flat part. So
Sarah,
we're going to pull, hang on one second.
Okay.
We're going to pull the brayer towards us, because that gets ink all the way around the whole thing. Okay, go ahead.
so is that glue press, is there a specific liquid glue for that, or can it be used any glue?
It comes with, this is what it comes with.
Okay, thanks.
It comes with the Nuvo glue. Okay, so clear, drying, craft glue. It says deluxe adhesive. So it comes with this. And then you also get a empty bottle, just like this, that you can put your own favorite adhesive in.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
So it comes both with one and with a Nuvo, and it comes with an empty bottle.
Okay, that's nice to know.
Because I know I was watching on some post that it said that you could put your own glue in there. So, okay, so now do not roll over the edge of your embossing folder. If you're doing this part, if you're not doing this part, you'll just hang tight, but you want to start after the edge of the embossing folder, and then you want to make sure to cover the whole embossing folder. Oh, and I forgot to set up my machine. Hang on a second. I'm just going to go behind me and take my metal plate out of my machine. And, okay. So now we've got our ink on there. It's good to have a well inked. So since I've been yapping, I might put a little bit more ink on there. I don't yap too much, do I? Well, sometimes I do. Okay, then we're going to put our piece of paper in, and then we're going to put it through our embossing machine. So I'm going to turn around. I'm not going to bring my machine over here, but it's kind of important once you set it down that it doesn't move. Okay, because we want to see the white through there, and had we moved it, then it, could get the ink, and the ink could push over on top of the snowflakes. So now I am going to go to my machine behind me, and I am running it through, and I am embossing it. You want it to be fairly tight, because if you don't have enough pressure, the ink does not go into the paper. So we did try this. I forgot to bring my machine when I did this in-person class. I forgot to bring my machine, and so somebody went and got one of the little machines that was like the purse machines. That did not work because it didn't give you enough pressure. I do not carry this embossing folder. It's from Derice. So this one, it looks more of a blue than a purple, but it is a very dark purple. I kind of was going for a more royal purple, but that's okay. But like I said, you can use any color that you want, because, and I actually was gonna see if I could get, like, Gary Berlin, that's where I probably got it from on the road. So I was gonna see if he carried the snowflake embossing folder. So I could maybe see if he has any and get a small amount if anyone else is interested in them. I don't know if they have them anymore or not, because I think Darice went out of business. And I'm not good at cleaning my stuff, but yeah, there was so much ink on the embossing folder that I do like to clean it off right away. So that's getting ink on the debossed part.
There's a sink full of stuff that needs to be cleaned.
Oh, there is, yeah. We're not worrying about that.
Yeah, I know.
That's a project for another day.
I know.
So, anyways, but yeah, this project was not color specific because there was only silver and white, so you could really add whatever color you wanted. I am going to look at the little caroler from creating today. He was off to the side.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny. And since I was going to clean this and I was going to use my Memento Danube blue, but since I already have purple on my thing, so if you do not have an embossing folder and now you have the one that's already pre-embossed, we could go to the back side, so again the flat part, and we can brayer over that, or you can very gently drag your ink pad over it, but you want to keep it nice and flat. And I can show you on the back of my good one too. So we're actually now,
Whoops-a-daisy.
Whoops-a-daisy. That was a sandwich at your restaurant, the Oops-a-daisy.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Sandwich,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, I forgot.
Yeah, Leah named that sandwich the Oops-a-daisy.
Yeah, Leah created that sandwich, I
Yeah.
think.
So anyways, we can brayer over and kind of get that same effect. And we're brayering on the flat side. So yeah, the same type of effect. And I'm going to just set that aside to dry, and I'm going to go to my good one that's over here, and I'm just going to go on, well actually I've got some in front of me that
That is so pretty.
yeah, that I've been messing with. This is like a blue. And then when I was like playing around designing this card, I've got those sitting in front of me. This was like one of the rainbow pads.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it was I can't remember what it was called, but it was like the water one, so it had blues and greens on it.
Yep. Very nice.
So, but let's just turn this over. So this is the one that I ran through the embossing folder, so it's coming up. So now, if you don't have a brayer, you could drag your ink pad, but you have to be a little bit carefuler, I don't think that's a word.
A little more careful.
More careful, because your chance of getting ink inside those snowflakes. So yeah, you just have to be very gentle and very careful if you don't have a brayer, because you don't want to press too hard, because you want to leave the snowflakes white. The brayer really works good, and you know, maybe you have a brayer in your stash that you haven't used in so long that you don't even know that you have it. So, but this still works too. You just have to have a little patience and a little light touch. So yeah. So either, yeah, this was the one that we embossed. So the debossed is blue. This is the one, if you didn't have an embossing folder, that we brayered over the top of, so the flat part, so the debossed is the white snowflake. So just so you could do it either way depending on what you have in your stash. And hang on for a second, I am just going to set my very dirty brayer off to the side, and then I will clean it later. So let's go on to, and this side is really, so I'm going to actually get out my heat tool just so I don't have wet ink when I start handling stuff. So You don't necessarily have to do this. I just am because I had ink on everything. And yeah, I think a royal purple would look really pretty. This was more of a very deep, deep purple. So Grace found her brayer today.
Yeah.
Nice. You know, I didn't use my brayer for years until I like came back and was doing virtual. Then I'm like, oh, I could do this technique.
Yeah.
Let's show you something that you can do with those things that maybe you have stashed away.
Resurrect the old stuff, right?
Yep. Now my fingers are dirty. I have ink on here. I'm just going to see if I have a semi-dry, semi-clean side. There. I was doing a wedding card. Let's just flip over for a minute, and now we're going to assemble. So I'm going to attach.
Is that wedding card for Leah to take
Yeah,
today?
the wedding card was for Leah to take. So I don't mind being everybody's card source. So make sure it's dry, because look at my the adhesive didn't stick to it.
Careful what you wish for, Sarah.
I don't mind being everybody's card source. Well, not everybody's card source, but like my kiddos. And you can not borrow cards, you can have cards.
Thank you.
So yes, depending on what's sticking, how dry that is. You probably don't have ink on both sides of yours like me. But yeah, tape does not like to stick to ink very much. Oops. There we go again with my tape gun and my inky surface. Okay.
Corner rounder. I used to use it all the time. Now I'm using it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we can attach that. But see how this could be any color you wanted? Okay, hang on. My tape gun is being fussy now. It said you used me on wet ink. I don't like you anymore. There we go. Okay. Sometimes I'll even open up my card because then I can, you know, you're not fighting the fold. Now this piece is going to attach on. And then I did use foam tape to pop this up. Now, this goes all the way edge to edge, edge to edge. If you want a border, like a border all the way around, you can trim it off. So it's your project, your paper, your kit. You can adjust it however you want. Whatever suits you. But I am going to use foam tape to pop that up. All right, there we go. And then we are going to do our Let It Snow and our snowflake. Now, the snowflake, you can take as much or as little out of it. You could leave it all the way intact if you wanted to. Or like this one, I think I'm going to leave this one all the way intact. So I think I'm going to put a piece of foam tape behind there, and that's going to hold everything in. This one I punched everything out. So totally up to you what you want to do. But if you want to leave it intact, I would just suggest putting a piece of foam tape almost over the whole back. So yeah, put a piece of foam tape all over the whole back if you want to. Otherwise, you don't have to pop it up. You could just attach it down. But so this one has all of the pieces intact, and that's okay too. So now we have our Let It Snow. That's out of our silver MirriCard, which again, sometimes you get the little stringy things with the MirriCard. Okay, there we go. That actually was a good one. That one came out of there. That one popped out pretty good. Like the Jingle Bells, if you wanted to do, oh no, I don't think I'd do blue. I was going to say you could do blue, but really it's got the red. No, I wouldn't do blue, because then it would look too like red, white, and blue. Ooh. Okay, so now I am going to use my micro dot adhesive on the back of these three words because they're not huge. And then you have some gems. So the big gem goes in the middle, and then some little gems just go sporadically wherever you want them. Put our stuff in our micro dot adhesive, burnish it a little, and then pick it up. Now I would start with the snow and get that as close to your snowflake as you can. And I kind of laid them out on there before I did it, so I kind of had a visual of how they were going to be placed. Oops, I think this one kind of slid, so it appears that did not have much adhesive in that spot, so let's move it to a different spot. And you can go down at the bottom, or you can do it centered. Whatever you prefer. Now, I do need to probably move my it over just a hair. I'm going to use my let over. Now, tweezers would probably be handy right here. Alrighty. So there, we have our Let It Snow, and let's see if we can get some gems on there. These might be connected, so yeah, you might have to snip between them.
Oh, Penny, did you try switching over to YouTube, or is that not an option for you?
Oh yeah, YouTube sometimes is better because it's, yeah, Facebook sometimes can be difficult.
Yep.
Actually, with the dark blue, the gems pop a little bit more with the dark blue than the light blue. And you can bling it up as much as you want. You know, if you have more gems, which I'm sure a lot of you do, you could put as much bling wherever you want it on there. So there, we have our snowflake card.
Pretty, pretty, pretty. Valerie, how are those Phillies doing? Phillies are in a playoff game.
Oh, are
You
they?
can't see that tonight.
Oh,
And you're looking at the regular Facebook page, and Valerie's on the virtual page.
oh. Oh, okay. All right. So we are down to our last one, which this one I think I demoed this one, but I decided to use it as a class card. I did take, so we're going to just start attaching the base and everything first, because I like to, for this one. Now this is the Champagne Curious Metallic, which some of you might have gotten during the sale. And I believe that's iced gold, yep. And we're attaching that first, and then we're going to attach the frame, and then we're just going to build everything on top of it. Now, when I taught this class in person, people were confused because they were looking for one solid piece of gold, where there's actually 3 pieces of gold to make your tree. So there's the tree bottom, the tree middle, and the tree top. And I did pop all those up. And I don't know how it looks. Oh, it looks online that these are white dots.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually clear.
Oh.
These are just the Nuvo drops.
Mm-hmm.
But they look white, and I kind of like them white. In class, we did them as either white paint or glue with glitter. I gave people the choice. Or if you use the Nuvo drops, it'll dry clear.
YouTube won't let Penny comment. I think you have to be...
I think you have to follow. Like, you have to be a follower in order to comment.
Yeah.
Or if you're just watching it without actually following, I don't know if it lets you comment. So,
yeah, I found that true too.
yeah. I am going to use glue on here. I'm going to use my actual tape gun, because I am pretty good with my tape gun, on the back of the tree.
You have to subscribe.
Oh, subscribe. Okay.
Yes. Okay, Penny. So, Penny, try subscribing. There's a subscribe button on...
And then I'm going to use glue all the way around here, because that's a little narrow for me to do with my tape gun.
Penny, there should be a subscribe button towards the bottom of the YouTube page, and just to the right of the Paper Cuts logo. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe.
No, that just means you'll get notifications when I'm on.
Yes. But you have to be you have to subscribe in order to comment, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now this is the delicate part, is having glue on the back of here and actually placing it down so it's centered. So you're going to want to just gently set it down. And then, like, this is the white leather like, which I used it because I like the little bit of texture instead of having a flat paper. So we're building this one up. So this is our tree frame, and then our tree layering die set. So I did use 2 die sets in order to do this one. And there's a lot of little pieces in here, so if you're missing anything, definitely let us know. But Becky has a pretty good system, so let me see if I can get a colored piece of paper out to actually work on. Oh, I know, I'll use this green that I was not sure if I was going to use earlier today. There, that stands out a little bit better. So these squares are the presents, and these are our tree bottom, our tree middle, and our tree top. In person, people were looking for one solid tree, but it is actually three. So then they kind of, you place the bottom one on first, then the middle one, and then the top one. Then we have our stocking, and these are our presents. So figure out which present tops go with which presents. So, and if any of you are getting off, watch for an email from me tomorrow. It will have a link to the Christmas card kits and a coupon code for specifically for Christmas card kits, because I didn't have them available during the sale, so I'm going to do a discount for you guys, the class people. And I'll probably do a discount, but it'll be a smaller one, you know, for a general email. But with taking the class, you guys will get a more of one. Maybe next year I can have them ready before the sale. And I'm not promising. Okay, so then we have the star. Now this star I did pop up, but it's up to you. Like I popped and popped. So I popped twice. I'm going to weed this out. The Merry Christmas, I believe this comes with the tree frame.
I think it does too.
Yeah. Sometimes I find with the littler die cuts like this, if you take a pin or your pokey tool and just kind of follow that around rather than like me for my fingers, don't always work that great. But sometimes I'll take my pokey tool and follow the letters around if I'm having trouble, like if they're not, you know, if they're being a little difficult.
Is the discount for these Christmas?
It'll be
card
for the
kits?
Christmas, not the class kit. It'll be for the, I'm posting 25 count Christmas card kits for the cards, for the Christmas cards that we've done.
Okay.
2 from this class, 2 from Creamy Dreamy, and then 1 other one. They're like bulk Christmas card kits in order to make 25 cards. Not the 4 count class kit,
Okay.
if that makes sense. I didn't think about that when I talked about kit, because, yeah. But yeah, not the class kit, the 25 count Christmas card kits for you to, that have like the layers cut. So just watch for an email from me tomorrow.
The 25 card count, right?
Right.
Count. Kits.
Yeah. And I'll be sending it to the class people, and then I'll be sending another one just to the general. All right, so now we are going to get some foam tape out. And I am popping, well, I could put together my gifts first, but let's just get some of our tree put together, and then we'll do our gifts, and then work with some of the little tedious stuff. So yeah, I would have liked to have the Christmas card kits done, but some things have to go to the wayside, and since I knew I was teaching a Christmas card class, I figured that would be a good thing to bring out then. Everyone's quiet tonight.
I know it.
They're all working.
I know. Deb Crabb is on the virtual page, Sarah, and she said these cards are super cute.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I can't see the comments from that page. I can only see the Facebook comments.
Yeah.
So my mom sees more of the comments. I still do have the class kit available.
The which class?
This class kit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is on the class page, and those we don't ever discount. So, yeah, the discount isn't for those. Until they're like older and we put them on comments sold, and then they're discounted, but then you never know if you're going to get them or not. Which, speaking of comments sold and class kit, in December, I don't have the date yet, we'll do a comment sold. And during that comment sold, I am like going to go through and do a lot of my loose, extra class kit pieces and parts.
Mm-hmm.
So the December comment sold will have a lot of class stuff, older class stuff, just to, start fresh for the new year.
Yes. Good.
We need to clean out, and that I can still find stuff from classes that are 5 years old, but now we like to stay on top of it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You never know what I'm going to find. But there will be
It's
class
like Winnie.
kit pieces and parts.
It's like Winnie looking for the ball and couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes we get all excited when we find those old things, right?
Yeah. There's always treasures in comment sold. And I went and I put glue on the top of my presents, the bows, and I didn't need to do that.
Oh.
So on some of these, I'm going to get out a piece of scratch paper and get those off.
Yes, Sue, that is an issue, isn't it? She has to figure out who's worthy to get these gorgeous cards.
Oh. So, but yeah, if you can, I need to figure out the date for the December comment sold, but we'll figure that out, and that will have, if you like the class stuff in the comment sold, you will want to take part in the December one. So like cards that we maybe had extras, where we maybe had, we have 9 extras, we'll make 3 3-packs of them. I think did I leave the top of my, I don't know if I did or not. I was going to say, did I leave the top of my stocking in there? So we can turn these over, because I did put foam tape on the back of all of them. This one is a little putzier. That happens. I think I'm going to take a break from my gluing, and I am going to put my Merry Christmas on. That I'm going to use my micro dot adhesive. And then I'm going to go back and do my foam taping, and then we're done.
Sarah, will
Yes.
any of the older class kits in the December comments sold be slimline cards?
I don't think I've done too many slimline cards this year.
Yeah.
I think I need to do a slimline one.
That's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks, Penny.
So I don't actually, sitting on my mom's desk off to the side, there are pieces and parts from a slimline class kit from last warehouse sale. Yeah, it's sitting on your desk. Yeah, I kind of take up a lot of surfaces in this office. But anyways.
Yeah, and sometimes if I don't come in for 2 days, I come back and it's all covered.
Yeah.
Oh.
But this year I didn't do a lot of slimline but maybe I'll have to work in a slimline for one of my Fun Time Thursdays or one of my Crafters Classroom. Yeah, because I haven't done too much slimline this year. Why, you ask? I don't know.
You just got going on other things. And,
Yeah. I did more tech, like in Crafters Classroom, I did like technique-y, and I think I did more technique-y stuff. I fit in the die cuts and stuff because we have a lot of those. But then I did like watercoloring and that glossy resist, and we did the embossing folder class, and we just try to hit on a lot. I have to mix it up. I have to keep you guys wanting to come back for more. Okay, now we're going to go on to our...
These are not only gorgeous cards, but they are putsy cards, aren't they, Sarah?
This one's putsy, yeah.
This is a putsy
This is a
card.
putsy one. The other ones I didn't think the other ones were too putsy.
No, not like this one.
Not like this one. This one is putsy. This one would not be one that I would choose because it's putzier than I like. But it's pretty. And if you start in early in the year
Mm-hmm.
and you do just a few at a time, or you do all your die cutting, sometimes it's relaxing to putz. Because you're
Do
just...
all your die cutting, then lay it all out, and then feel like your name is Becky.
So, but yeah, I'll try and work in some slim lines because you're right, Penny. I haven't done too much for slim lines.
Slim lines and mini slim lines are Penny's favorites,
Mm-hmm.
besides shaker cards.
I did shaker cards this year in Crafters Classroom. Okay, so this one, I did double pop right here. I'm only going to single pop on this one. So I'm just going to pop up my white star. And then I am going to just attach my gold star. And then the one last thing, if you want to do, is you can add Nuvo drops or you can add white paint. So I'm just going to pull out my white paint because I had it out here earlier. And I want to see how it looks dried with white. So this one actually, even though it looks white in the picture, it is clear. So I'm going to take, when I do dots or snow, I'll use just a white acrylic paint. And I'll take a toothpick. Not the narrower tooth. If you have like just one of the thinner toothpicks, I like to break it, so it's not the really teeny tiny ones. Because you can make your dots tiny, or you can make them bigger when you have a toothpick that's got a little bit of width to it. So you do have to let this dry if you use white acrylic paint or glue or glitter and glue or glitter glue, then you really have to let it dry.
One time I did Christmas cards, a lot of them. Boogie was in Florida and I was still in Appleton, and oh my gosh, I did a lot of glitter glue.
Yeah, you put those somewhere where no one's going to touch them, right?
Yep. I found pieces and parts for those kits, those cards that I did when I was cleaning out the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Should have brought them here.
I
Put them in
know.
comments old.
It was a recycled card class that I taught one time.
I'd like to do that in person, a
Yeah.
recycled card class. That would be fun. All right. So that's with the little white glue polka dots on it.
Very, very nice.
So, okay. I'm going to set this one off to dry so I don't set anything on top of it. Let's pull out our other cards. So we have this one. We have the Let It Snow. We have the Jingle All the Way. And we have the Merry and Bright. So watch for an email from me. Like this one I said is going to be a 25 count kit. This one's going to be a 25 count kit. And then 2 of the Creamy Dreamies and one or two other cards. And though that's what you'll get a discount code for, just those 25 count Christmas card kits, just because I didn't get them out in time for the warehouse sale. So anyways, thanks for joining me tonight. We will see you next week. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.